Okay, so what are we doing? Let's talk vintage cards. There's just so many. We'll get into it. I think I ought to put you guys down a little closer so that the visual will be a little better, especially on the cards. Something like this. So, first, you have to go with a lot of these old tops are just, they're incredible. So these are from, let's see, 85. So your 85 tops, you got Fuji, Wendy Richter, Fabulous Moolah, and the rest of mine are kind of dispersed all over the room in the displays. You know, there's Hogan's rookie card, there's the stickers, there's Andre, Roddy Piper, Ventura, there's a lot. Chic. But next, these have become some of my favorite cards as I've been collecting, which are your classics. So you got all the WrestleManias, which I've been covering my walls with them, because I have so many. Honky Tonk, Virgil, Akeem, Dusty Rhodes, Hercules, Haku, Mr. Perfect, Red Rooster, Bobby Heenan. Then you got a little bit of repeats, more of the logo styles. Boss Man, Jim Neidhart, The Amble, Rick Martel, $1 Million Man, Coco. This one's really sick, which I don't think he got much. So, Barry Windham, when he was the Widowmaker. And then you got Gorilla Monsoon. Now I have quite a few more of those. They're kind of just all over the room too. But, so I started collecting those. And then it just kind of got out of control. I collect mainly wrestling figures. And what would happen is I would buy boxes or like little containers that would have figures in them, but they would have a bunch of cards. And little by little, I just kept collecting cards until I believe the first one that I really got into would be these. I don't know what made me want to complete the set, but I found a few of them one time, and after I had found a few, I was like, can I finish the whole set? I ended up finding a place that was actually selling the cards in package, and I have some here for you guys. Check this out. So there's a couple still in package. These are from, I believe, 90s. Yeah, 91 and 92. And we'll get into some newer wrestling stuff, but this is just vintage for right now. So there's some on card. not open. And then I ended up finishing the entire set. So you have Sting, and every one of these is like mint. It goes to Luger, then Sid, and it just goes on and on. It's got all of them. I don't want to go through all of them. If you guys want to see more of those, let me know. I'll do a more detailed video on them. But then it jumped to tag teams, and then the last ones was your managers, which are a green card. If I could, it's cold out here. So your managers are your green cards here, and I was even able to get the checklist, which it says you have to mail off for these checklists, but I found them in package. So there's actually 62 cards, and the checklists are labeled too. So I don't even know what these are, just some cards I found. There's an Austin, a Luthez, and an Undertaker, which is just some weird cards that I found. Now check this out. This whole case right here is just full of cards. I don't collect cards, but I have a bunch. So look at all these. These, well, hang on, there's some more of the old ones, I think. Yeah. So there's Captain Lou Albana, and Iron Sheik. Is there a couple more? Oh yeah, there is. They're stuck in the sides. So then you got Chief Jay Strongbow, George the Animal Steel, Big John Studd. Now, there's more modern cards. I don't know anything about these. If some of you are fans of them, maybe you do, but I do not. Like I said, I've just accumulated these on accident. And there could be some really rare stuff in here, but I would never know. Like I said, I don't collect these. So, let's see. What do we got? Oh, here's some rare cards too. So these are rare WCWs. These ones in the case, older. But then they came out with these, but I don't even think these were readily, like, very available for people. I don't find or see these much at all. Sid. Okay, so then you get into some newer stuff. There's an Orton. Like I said, I don't know if these are important. I really don't. And then you get in Legends. These are the new Topps cards, the silvers or something. You got Legends, Bret Hart. I do have some female wrestler stuff. I don't think about this when I say that, but you know, there's the Charlotte Flair Raw card. Drew McIntyre, Topps Platinum. Darren Young, Topps Platinum. The Swagger Platinum. You got the Jey Uso Platinum. Rick Rude Platinum. Dana Brooke. Brock Lesnar. Authority Database. I don't even know what these are. There's King Barrett. You got Batista. Fujinami. Neville. Damian Sandow. the Usos, Sin Cara, Bo Dallas. There's an authority-based Seth Rollins. I think there's one stuck to the back. Okay, yeah, there is. It's another Brock Lesnar card. And we got another Charlotte. A Dusty Rhodes. Now, if anybody knows any of these are like more sought after, let me know. I would rather see somebody that collects them get them. I'm just, like I said, I'm not a collector of cards really. And then you get more of these like scene cards, which are just like Lesnar. There's when Finn debuted the Fiend or the Demon or whatever. You got Sting. More Lesnar stuff. Big Show. Yeah. A lot of the women. There's a Bray Wyatt card. Kind of like that. I have a lot of Bray stuff. You got Asuka. More women stuff. More Asuka. Kathy Kelly. Peyton Royce. Bayley and Carmella. Ember Moon. And then there's some Diva stuff here. Then they did these. I don't even know what these are. Like, some of these cards don't even make sense to me. It's from the Diva show or something. Nikki Bella. There's a signed Randy Orton. There's a Cena Championship at TLC match. Kurt Angle. AJ Styles. And then there's a Rock figure. Or card. Yeah, they're, like I said, I don't collect this modern stuff, so I would like to trade it off eventually, or just sell it off, because I have a lot of it here. I mean, look, this thing is full. So here's a really cool, this is a card game that the it's kind of like, I guess, Magic or whatever, or one of those card games that you would play, where it gives you the points for the moves. So at one point, it was called Raw Deal. They labeled them WWF at one point, and halfway through the game, they switched the name. So if you look, you get into where they say, oh, sorry, the glare was bad. So WWF, then they switched to WWE. So I started collecting these solely because they said WWF, and then I ended up with all these. So there's 113 or more in that. There's 55 of them. And then the rest of them are in hundreds. So there's 100. There's another 100. And then that's probably 200, I think. Not even, yeah. There's like 200 in that bag. So, yeah, I don't know much about it, but then I get onto this. I don't even know. So there's one of the old WCW cards. I don't know why I have that. There's a Jimmy Superfly Snuka 85 tops. And then here's a kind of a rare finishing moves. The Death Valley Driver, which is an important card for that game there. But I don't know why that's sitting out all by itself, but it is. And then you get into all kinds of weird stuff like 2016 cards, the Slam Attacks. There's more tops, the modern day tops in there. Over here, here's some of those, what are these called? Heritage cards. They're like super thick. There's like a bunch of, there's like Jeff Hardy, and there's Shelton Benjamin. There's tons of those. I think these are from, I don't even know what year. It says, It's so hard to read through that plastic. Who knows? I don't know what year it is, but they're more modern. I'd say 2014 to 12 or something. Then you get all these cards that were like in the magazines that you would get. And there was the tear out cards from the old WWF magazines. There's like whole sets on Sable. I don't know why that Ambrose card is out, or that one. But yeah, there's more of those. And then here's the remnants from when I tried to build this collection. So there's a stack of Manager Series. Look at all these new packages I opened. There is a stack of the regular yellows. There's a stack of tag teams. Here's another stack of regulars. And then there's more, another couple hundred of those raw deals in there. Then at the bottom here, there's some extra card casings. And, oh, there's a Hillbilly Jim with Hogan, 85 tops. So, there's a lot of stuff. You guys just have to let me know what it is that you want to see, and more of the modern stuff or the vintage stuff, and I'll do more of a detailed setup of them. So, do I enjoy the modern product? I do not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on 90s WWF, beginning of WWE collector. So I could show you a little more since we're kind of done with the live feed. But let me bring this down here. Okay. So yeah, there's some newer stuff. Here's what was behind the camera. TNA back in there. Some more modern stuff. There's some belts. But Bendy's over there. Got a whole area of knockoff stuff. And then I've been just messing with this, trying to get it situated. So there's a rare Sable, 1 of 5,000. There's some more of the cards in the background. You can see there's Hogan's rookie behind Shawn. So, and the room just goes around. There's my main case. Guess I could light it up and show you. Okay. So, there's the main case. These are probably my favorite bone crunchers. They're so like near and dear to when I was a fan. The heaviest. Then you get into like specialty bone crunchers. These are just some of my favorites. Ringsides, Signature Series. Yeah, there's some rare stuff in there, like that Hitman and that Hitman. And then you get into Titantrons down there. All these middle ones are the original Titantrons with the real bad face scans. But there's some men on card stuff over here. Bone Crunchers. Yeah, Bone Crunchers. There's some Havoc Unleashed. There's some men on card Legends back in there, Jakks Pacific. Then you got WCW up there. And it just goes around. There's a little bit of everything. There's even wrestling Beanie Babies. So I could light this up too, since we're out here. It was worth it. The original Cena, Word Life Cena. WCW. Here's a couple Cena figures you'll never see people show. Right there. These are Havoc Unleashed. So there's one men on card right there, Batista. And it was actually, they were sold at Dollar Store. And they're not articulated, but yeah. So I have it in black and in blue. Blue jeans, so. You guys, let me know what you want to see. Like I said, there's a little bit of everything up here. You just have to let me know what it is that you want to see. And we can do a video on it. We have a little bit of everything. Well, that's it for this time. See you on the next one.